man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white man. Stop and ask you. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let Mike on me. Stop and ask shit. Prophets, my niggas serious. Boy, when they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. You cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new beast. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know where it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas.
Rise no more. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Rise no more. Rise no more. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Rise no more. Rise no more. Falling, 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 falling. Rise no more. Rise no more. Fight for your house, child. Fight for your house, child. Where's to go? Where's to go? Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Rise no more. Rise no more. Falling, 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 falling. Rise no more. Rise no more. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Rise no more. Rise no more. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Rise no more. Jesus Christ had a word, nigga.
Yeah, I'm just playing. Yeah. I'm tired of living here like a slave while rappers without a drop of some talent been getting paid. I'm in complete disbelief in the state of the game. It's like you gotta be a half a faggot just to get paid, and that's so lame. But this is lost tribes, niggas, so remember the name. These rappers buried alive like Undertaker and Kane, and then I'm coming back just to cremate your remains. So if you can't take the heat, then step back from the flame. You got a lot more to lose, man. It's something to gain. Cause I will prop a nigga out like he ain't fit in the frame. You think you fly, I'm not your hands out the sky like a plane. That's all the way to my legs. Showing no mercy like a cop with a taser.
We on? Tap it up, tap it up. Give him a hand, give him a hand. Let's get it on tonight, Akim. All right. The water, we're holding it down for Commanding General Yahanna tonight, the hardest working man in the nation of Israel. That's right. We'll rock it out for him tonight. We're here with General Mayat. Give him a hand. Officer Morale, Officer Yediah. That's right. Officer Ibad, young sister over here. Give them all a hand. All right. And we're going to get it on tonight and do all the stories, break down all the scriptures and tell all the truth, destroy all the lies. Also, if you have any questions, you can call in. The brother said he can put your picture and everything up on the screen. You can answer your question. But for now, we're going to do the stories. All right. Yediah, you up? Okay, sir. Go ahead.
Los Angeles woman who told police in 1996 a black man killed her boyfriend is finally arrested for the murder.
Where's her picture at, you die? Now, this is a Edomite, our oppressor, a woman who in 1996 told the police that someone broke into her house and stabbed her boyfriend or her husband. Come to find out, she killed him. And finally, they had enough evidence and cared enough about the case to prove that this bastard was guilty, and it happened this week. Here she is right here. You die when you give me a chance. Give this story, all right? Unless you have it, Mayak, while he's up. You good to go? That's them right there on the damn screen. That's them. That's the boyfriend she killed?
Conor McCann.
That's the cat she killed. Break the story down.
Conor McCann, a woman who told police almost 30 years ago a black man killed her boyfriend, has been arrested for his murder.
So you understand. So now she's with her boyfriend. She kills her boyfriend, but uses the lie that worked so well. Like this lie, I mean, my God. A white woman saying that a black man committed a crime is the best lie in the world. It has been working since the Greeks, since the time of the Greeks. A white woman will always have sympathy, will always be coddled and cared for if she lies and says that a black man raped her or a black man committed some crime in her presence. And in 1996, this very common lie worked. And this woman was not charged with murder, even though she murdered her own boyfriend. Yediah.
Conor McCann. An anonymous tip prompted law enforcement to reopen the case and use technology to determine she fabricated the intruder alibi in an effort to not be blamed.
She lied and told the police, black men broke in my house and stabbed my husband. They killed my husband. Meanwhile, she killed him. And they finally brought her to justice. And if I could, Mayak, let that be a lesson to you murderers out there. There's so many of you murderers who have been getting away with killing our people for years and years and years. And you believe because no one brings you to justice swiftly that you will never be brought to justice. But this is a metaphor for the future, man. God. There's so many crimes like this, Mayak, that people think they're getting away with. They think God doesn't see it. They think there'll be no justice for a crime committed a long time ago. Not when the blood you've spilled is the blood of the children of Israel, the chosen people of God. And you're going to be found out. And this woman just used the common lie that a black man did it. And she gets away with it. Now, how many times has this worked? And there are so many of you out there sitting out there listening tonight, and you've done things just like this. You've lied on some brother or some sister for your own greed. You've kicked people out of their homes for your own greed. You've lied and taken some children from their rightful parents, all because you wanted to steal someone's children. And you think that the Most High God didn't see it, and you think that because justice has been delayed, it will never happen. But it is going to happen.
That's right.
Come on, you die anymore?
Go ahead. New forensic evidence has indicated that Jade Benning stabbed her boyfriend, Christopher Hervey, to death in 1996 in Los Angeles, police say.
Any more? Give me the next story.
And if I can, gentlemen, and listen, from the average citizen all the way to them police. They think they're getting away with planting evidence and lying on the reports and just lying because you're black, because you're Hispanic, because they got some beef. And they lie, and a lot of us, and listen, once upon a time, it sounded crazy to say, you know, most of the prisoners are innocent. We laugh at that, like, man, that ain't true. But lo and behold, it may be true with all the evidence that's coming out with corrupt police and like 200 brothers just getting released recently, man, from one crooked cop. You understand? Now imagine all the crooked cops planting evidence and lying. They'll lie about a murder on national TV for sure. They'll lie about you having drugs on you. And so from that, and listen, that's been the go-to, like the general said. A black person did it, that's been the go-to forever. It's in movies, famous in movies.
Forget about it.
A nigga just stole my truck. And that's the one that where the police, they don't care if you're lying or not, but it looked good on the report and it's believable in the courts. And so they run with it. But like the general said, That's coming to an end, man. The God of Israel is starting to hold them accountable, man.
Yeah,
Which
right.
show you we in the last days, man. We close to getting out of this place, man, because things that used to work for them for so long, for so many decades and centuries, now they getting caught up in it, man. Now they getting, and it's only the power of the Lord is getting them caught up in it. And that was it, sir.
Damn right, Mike. If I could. Justice delayed won't be justice denied.
Damn right.
Because justice is delayed, it will not be denied. And all of our oppressors should understand that. And this is going to keep happening time and time again. Give me the precept where the Lord said that when you see tumults among the people. Let's go to the abortion story right now, Yediah. This is the sign of the coming of Christ. And things, evils that were buried for years are now going to be dug up, man. Things that people have done that they thought they would get away with it and there would never be any justice. Justice is going to come. Even today, now Emmett Till's, that bitch, that woman, that Edomite that lied and said Emmett Till winked at her. Now, finally, after 50 or 60 years, everyone knows that she lied. Emmett, not only should he not have been killed for winking at a white woman or whistling at a white woman, come to find out he didn't even whistle at her.
Right.
He didn't even do it, but she lied. And for 60 years, we all learned about this as kids. He whistled at a white woman and he was killed for it. Come to find out, he didn't even whistle at the white woman. He didn't even do it. She just set this kid up to be killed out, all because of a bloodlust that the women of our oppressors have. And let that be a lesson to a lot of you brothers in the conscious community who love white women. That's a big thing in the conscious community, Mayak and Oz.
Yeah.
They love white women. They love them since the 60s. The Black Panthers loved white women. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar loved white women. All of these, Jim Brown, all of your civil rights heroes loved white women. What's his name? Martin Luther King loved white women. Meanwhile, that devil is just like her father. She's no less lustful, no less a murderer. And she's been getting black men killed for years, man. And now crimes that were buried are now going to be dug up because we're in the last days. That's why you see riots all over the place. Just when they're investigating the January 6th riot, when the Republicans went to storm the Congress and kill the congressman, now the Democrats are ready to kill the Supreme Court. Now there's a big gate up in front of the Supreme Court because there's going to be riots in front of the Supreme Court. And they have to protect the Supreme Court from the same violence that happened on January 6th. Why? Because old crimes buried for a long time are now going to be dug up, man. Old things, old problems, old murder, old crimes that you thought you were getting away with, man. Now justice is coming. Justice delayed will not be justice denied. Right. You're going to pay for what you've done. Your crimes against the children of Israel, now it's time to answer for them, man. You had fun long enough. Read that precept if you have it. I don't know who has it. Tumult among, when you thou see tumults among the people. And you can give me the abortion story. I think it's in the Apocrypha. Tumult among the people. Yediah, you can read the next story. I mean, the abortion story. Go ahead.
Khan, sir.
If you have it, just let me know.
Okay,
go ahead.
Khan, sir. If Roe versus Wade is overturned, here's how abortion laws in each state will stand.
So as most of you should know by now, the Supreme Court did a draft this week preparing to release a verdict striking down Roe v. Wade, which would not protect abortions federally throughout the country. And of course, everybody wants to storm the Supreme Court. They out in front of the Supreme Court's, their houses. Give me some video of that out. They out in front of their houses, lunatics. The police out there, they sleeping out in front of the Supreme Court's personal homes, wanting to kill the Supreme Court, just like the Republicans and the Donald Trump supporters wanted to kill the Congress over not making Donald Trump president for another 4 years. This is a sign of the times. You can't read the signs. You can't see what's happening. You can't see we're at the end of this, the end of the punishment of our people, the end of Jacob's troubles. That's where we're at right now. That's where we are. Anybody have it?
I can't find
that.
Is it Hosea 10:14?
Go ahead.
Therefore shall a tumult arise among thy people, and all thy fortresses be spoiled.
It's probably uproars. That's probably what I'm jamming you up. Uproars among the people is in the Apocrypha. You'll find it in a second. Go ahead, you die.
Tumultuous among the nations.
When thou seest uproars among the people, it's like a sign of the end of times. Keep play this news story right here if you don't mind. Go ahead.
Second Edges 2:9.
Count on one count, sir.
Way by the very institution that enshrined those rights in the first place.
And I just pray for those in our nation who've chosen abortion, Lord God.
Getting rid of Roe has been the ambition of conservative America for decades, and today it looks like they finally got their way.
Someone oppose abortion because it kills babies.
We're all coming together to say that human rights should belong to all human beings, born or unborn.
What about the rights of women who want to choose to do with their body what they want to do?
Committing violence against a human being and
is that how you see it?
Yes, abortion objectively is violence against a human being.
When Roe is no longer protected, that doesn't mean abortion is going to stop happening. It means safe abortions will stop happening. And we all know the cost of that.
Good evening. In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court today legalized abortions.
A woman's right to choose was enshrined in
one of the stories, and you'll see these all over the news, where they're in front of Justice Kavanaugh's house, storming his house, the police trying to keep him away from the goddamn home. These things were prophesied in the Bible. Maya, who has the story the scripture I asked for?
Yes, sir, I got it, sir. Second Edges, I'm going to start at verse 1, sir.
Go ahead.
Second Edges 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Measure thou the time diligently in itself.
This is what you have to do. Measure the time. Look around you, man. Look around you. You don't see a difference happening all over the planet? Things established and solid and trustworthy are now completely unreliable. That's what's happening right now, because this is the turning right side up of things. This is how things are going to change, and we're at the precipice of it right now. And if you can't see it, then you're going to die in the overflow, because Jesus Christ is coming back. Our King is about to return, and the time is short, and you should measure the time. You should look around you at the signs of the things that are everywhere, and you should be able to see that the time is short. Keep going.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that this is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people.
Rewind a little bit, House. Go back up a little bit. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
Before that.
Then shalt thou understand that this is the very same time.
This is what the angel was telling Ezra about, man. The times you're living in right now. The time, and there was a time when you thought everything was going to be just like it was. Our oppressor. I think about the days we battled at camp with people lock and battled about things that now everyone knows we're right. There was a time we had to battle about police brutality. I mean, battle black people. We had to battle. When we said something about cops killing black people, we had to battle black people about it. We had to battle about Jesus Christ being black. We had to battle about who our oppressor was. Black people hated us to say it. And now you know that we're telling the truth. That's because the times have changed. And you better notice it, because they're going to change more. And soon, one day, you'll look up in the sky and our King will be back for revenge, man. Our King will be back for the kind of justice that only God can bring. Keep going.
Wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Oh, yeah. The Lord made this world. Our oppressor makes you think that he's in charge of everything. That his law and what he believes is right is the only thing that's right. When come to find out, God is in charge of this world, man. The Lord owns this earth and everything in it. And it's his to change. And it's his justice to give us and when he sees fit. We've just been here for so long trying to earn that justice, man. Trying to earn it. Continue.
Verse 3.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
What?
Earthquakes.
Earthquakes. When you look and you see earthquakes and uproars among the people, that's what's happening. The earthquakes, turn the news on in a minute. You'll see those all over the place. Earthquakes everywhere. And what, Haas?
And uproars of the people.
And uproars of the people. When Donald Trump lost that election, there was an uproar among the people. They stormed the Congress, defecated on the politicians' desks, kicked in the doors, and tried to seek and rape women in Congress. And now Roe v. Wade is about to be struck down. And they are going to storm the houses of Supreme Court justices. The whole world is watching. Here it is right here. You want to play it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Rock it out.
Watching. The whole world is 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 watching.
That's Justice Kavanaugh's house. They in front of his house all night, screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling. Read that part again, Haas. Uproars. Go ahead.
Kavanaugh, that's that Trump
Yes, it is. That's the Trump chosen Supreme Court justice. Go ahead.
And uproars of the people in the world.
That's what's happening. And this is not going to stop. If you're waiting for things to go back to normal again, guess what? The COVID-19 virus is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to go back to normal again. This is normal. This is the normal right now. Riots in the streets, smashing windows, the plague, the police killing, riots everywhere, and no food on the shelves of the supermarket. This is normal. You're in the normal right now. Now, it should become normal enough for you to at least notice it's happening. For you to see that something's happening here, man. And that something is the end of days, the end of times. Now our king is going to return. Now your old crimes are going to have to be answered for. The things you did a long time ago, ooh-wee, they're going to be remembered. There'll be a coming again of the captivity of Judah. That's what the Bible says. Like the things that happened to us are going to come back up again. You die.
If I could, that's why, it's heavy what Commander GEN.YAHANNA said, for y'all to get ready to store some things, just prepare in case something happens. You know what I mean? Because you never, we in them times when things is going bad, like how you said, sir, the store's going to become empty, the shelves going to become empty. You better be preparing in your household, man. Don't be frivolous with your money, being stupid, buying things you ain't supposed to be having. You know what I mean? Stack up and save, man, like how Commander GEN.YAHANNA said. And also one more thing, too, as well, sir. The Bible says this in Isaiah 47:6, that you went overboard with us. You understand me? Like what y'all did to us, and the first story we read, and how, she being charged now, but 30 years ago they charged a man innocently. That happened all the time to brothers and sisters, Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, man. You went overboard on what you did. But like how you said, sir, there is the penalty to pay.
That's right.
All this going on, this upheaval in this country, is part of your penalty that you're going to pay for what you have done. The Lord said this is going to happen, man. You understand me? For what you have done to us. You can't escape your crimes. Y'all holler about y'all law and being righteous with y'all law and locking up criminals. Well, the Lord got a law up in heaven. And he got judges and he got cops up in heaven ready to execute his sentence. And guess what? Yours is coming for what you have done to us and continue to do. You ain't stopping. If anything, you doing it more in front of the whole earth. And now the Lord is making you look like you just can't control nothing in your own country. Why? It's part of your punishment for what you've done to the children of Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Live in the North, South, Central America, and the Caribbean islands, and the rest scattered throughout the earth. This is your punishment for what you have done to us. So now it's right back in your lap. It's like it, sir.
They deserve it, House. Give them a hand. Right. They got it coming. That's right. They sure got it coming.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you die. You got more video you need to show, Mara?
Oh, I'm just playing the ones.
Go ahead. Let me know if you need to play this video.
And if I could, while I wait for Mariah to get that up, the Bible said that Christ, when he comes, it says in righteousness does he judge and make war. You know, if you ever sit back and really think about what he said, sir, in righteousness. I mean, it's right he come make war with this earth. He judging what you have done to his brothers and sisters, man. He our king. That's our king. That's our big brother. And he's sitting back waiting for the order to come because of what you have done to us.
That scripture also means that that's the only way to stop this beast.
Yes.
Because he won't stop.
Yes.
He won't stop no matter how much we beg, no matter how much we join forces and fight his enemies with him. He won't stop. We pray to his white God, his white Jesus. We do send our kids to his school, spend money.
Yeah.
You understand? But no matter what we do, the terrorism and the oppression don't stop. So and that's the only way to stop them is bringing war to them. Is right. Is righteous.
Yes, sir.
To bring war to
yes,
them.
sir. Yes, sir.
Give him a hand. That's a fact. Yediah?
Honorable Khan. Police investigate possible arson at anti-abortion organization in Madison.
You have video or pictures? Please, go ahead.
Honorable Khan.
Go ahead, Yediah.
Honorable Khan. Police and firefighters are investigating suspected arson at the Madison headquarters of an anti-abortion group just days after the release of a leaked draft opinion that would overturn the landmark abortion rights in the case of Roe versus Wade.
They went in there and committed arson against this place. Went in there, tried to burn the goddamn place down, broke in there. Give me more of the pictures in there of what they did to this place. It's just like January 6th, Haas.
Yeah.
They did the exact same thing, and they're going to do worse. And when the decision comes out, when it comes out that he's banned Roe v. Wade, it's going to be like it was on March 6th.
Yep.
Where everybody is putting boards, what's that mess they put on the windows? Plywood on the windows. Everybody's hunkering down for the storm. That's going to happen again because this is a sign of the coming of Christ. That's the video right there. She's sitting in there like she's a martyr. They went there and burned that whole place, burned it up as much as they could, trashed it just like January 6th. Just like January 6th. Any more, Yediah? Next story. Yes. That's just too early for Dave Chappelle. What's before Dave Chappelle? What about the Megan Thee Stallions? Let's do the Megan Thee Stallion one. Mother's Day. Is it Mother's Day today? Mother's Day it was yesterday. Of course, Mother's Day yesterday. And women fought for the right to abortions. I don't know how you can be a mama if you're gonna have an abortion, but I guess that's up to you.
You know what's wild, Can I say something, sir?
Go ahead.
It's wild because I know a sister who had one, and she said every year, the same date, around the same time, she tried to scrub her body to get that uncleanness off her body from that memory in her mind. And she said she still smelled the blood in her nose from that place. You understand me? Like that's what she deal with almost every year since that.
Every year.
Since that abortion. You hear me?
It's an anniversary of it every year.
Yeah.
And it kills them every year. It's like the Telltale Heart. That's a famous old poem about someone who committed murder and they constantly hear the heartbeat of the person that they killed. Yediah.
Honorable Khan, if I could, sir, what General Hodge is bringing out is so heavy. I have a friend in the world. You know what I mean? I advised him and his rib to not get this abortion. And they confessed to me that they will never forget the smell of the abortion clinic and inside the room. They said that smell was just so dreadful that it's unlike anything they've ever smelled in their life, sir. It's a lot.
God, I heard recently a lot of women who had abortions don't even use vacuum cleaners because of the sound. Ooh. The sound triggers the vacuuming of their womb.
Ooh. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So they sweep carpets. They say, I don't like vacuums. I like to sweep. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's called a conscience, young man.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
And certain things sear your conscience. That's in the Bible. Having their conscience seared. Give me that if someone could.
Come.
So that it's like a brand, or your conscience gets branded. And it's hard to get that off, man. You better come into the truth. You sisters out there that have done that, listen, come in here with the rest of us criminals and liars and murderers and drug dealers who were given a second chance, who were given an opportunity to repent and to change. And you can take the same opportunity that the rest of us took, man. Now, it's hard work. It's hard work. And guess what? There ain't no choice. You want the right to choose, huh? Well, there is no choice with Christ. There is no choice. You're going to have to repent and change and be born again, or else you will never get the stain off of your mind. Anyone have it yet? When you get it, let me know.
I'm getting it right now, General.
Go ahead, you die. Come on, give me Meg the
I got the scripture, sir.
Go ahead, House.
1 Timothy 4:2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
That's what happens. There are things, evil things that you can do and say that just burn into your mind. And you cannot get over the fact that you've done it. Now, that is a good place to start if you want to start over. But it's terrible to continue in that life. To continue in it and to fight for abortion and to act like, you want everyone to get an abortion. I'll tell you another quick story. I was 13 years old. I'm 13, and I took some little, after school or summertime job to clean this clinic. Now, I didn't know what kind of clinic it was, right? But I'm 13 years old, and we in there cleaning this clinic, and it's like 3 a.m. We had to clean it at night. And so my boss at the time told me, listen, you cannot go into this room. Now, this room was full of boxes. Just imagine a room that's boxes stacked to the ceiling, and you barely have enough space to get in the room and maneuver around. He told me not to go in there. And of course, I was a little bastard. So I made sure to go into that room. I thought it was something in there I could steal or take or something, because that's who I was. You understand? So he said, don't go in that room. I waited till he left, made like a straight line to go into that room and find something in there of value. And I went there, I'm going through all the boxes looking. And I see, what's all these? Just jars of water everywhere. It's boxes filled up with jars about 6 inches filled with water. I said, there's nothing in here. Ain't nothing in here. No money in here. I'm thinking there's something in here I could steal. And I took one of the jars and I shook it, and a hand popped up on the jar, just like that. I shook it and it was like that. A hand. A little tiny hand. And I said, and then a face. And I looked in the box, and this entire room was filled with aborted fetuses in little glass jars with little plastic tops. And I remember specifically stepping back like I was in a movie. Like it was like I was in there was dead bodies everywhere. Because the scope of them, it was so many. I can't even describe it to you. Like, fill this room with boxes about this high, and there's only 6 inches. So fill a box up with this many. And they were everywhere. And I remember walking out that room feeling like I was in a horror movie, because that's how much money that our oppressor is making off of abortions. Wow. And with every child aborted, there's a sister whose heart is broken. And if you love women, how in the hell do you fight for abortions, knowing what it does to the hearts of sisters, man? Don't you know how happy women are when they have a baby? Yeah. I thought you liked women. I thought you loved women. You're fighting so that women can kill children, knowing that they will never get over it, knowing that it's a very temporary solution to a bigger problem. The whole reason you want an abortion is because of terrible problems in your life. But what do? Fight so she can have this abortion and do nothing about all those problems that she has? You do nothing about the child molestation. You do nothing about the poverty. You do nothing about giving her money. You do nothing about schools. You do nothing about education. What do? Give her an abortion so she can hate herself forever and then go right back to the terrible school that she goes to every day? Go right back into the home with no money, no future? You love women? Your love is useless, man. The love you have for women, I don't see what women can do with it. I don't see that it matters much at all this love you have for women. I think you really love taking their money. I think that's really what you love about women. But I can't see that you love them at all. Hidayah.
It's like, so they take that money with that, and they take the lust from these females and play in their head, and that's all they want. Anything else they got to deal with on themselves. That's all they care about, man. Like the scriptures say, merciless murderers of children. That's exactly what they are, man. And your leaders who are pushing this here, they are culpable as well. They are so much culpable, especially this Christian church, pushing the plan, letting the Planned Parenthood be pushing your church and your society. Your so-called Christian leaders, whether they're in the church or they're in an office that you elected and the system of guys that don't be part of, all of them have blood on their hands. These are the ones who are merciless murderers for pushing this abortion on our children, man. You understand me? On our generations. Like how the Bible says, merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh. That's them. That's them. And when the Lord brings forth this swift destruction of this earth for what you have done to us, he's going to bring it to you as well. You ain't getting away from it. You ain't getting away from it. The Lord remembering what's going on. And like how our oppressor is suffering, because you push the oppressor's agenda on us, you're going to suffer as well. Mark our words, man. Mark the words of the prophets of the Lord. It's coming.
Let me tell you something, man. And the UPK, we don't have a quick fix like abortion, you know. You love a quick fix out there in the world. We don't have that for you out here. But we do have absolutely true radical change.
That's right, sir.
Radical change. And this kind of change, man, will make you a good mother.
Yes, it will.
Will make you able to have a child.
Yes,
It'll make you the kind of person that can raise a child. That's what it can do for you.
So all they got to do is come in one of your classes and hear you tell them the truth.
I'm trying. I'm trying to tell it like I learned it.
They you get one of General Muhammad's counseling sessions, and he says something that you don't want to hear, but it be the truth, and make your toes curl for a minute. You're like, damn, I got to take this shit. He right. But he right in what he's saying, doing a job of a man of the Lord. Like, he ain't take this job and say, okay, I'm going to flip it and get paid from it, or I'm going to get XYZ, like your leaders in the Christian church or your politicians. He's going to tell you what you need to hear, but it's going to fix you.
As it fixed me when Gen.YAHANNA gave it to me.
Damn right.
It fixed
Damn
me.
right,
I saw value in it.
Damn right.
I saw it had some value, Maya. Go ahead.
Yeah. But they rather go give their money to some guru, some therapist who don't fix their life.
Yeah.
You understand? Who don't fix their life at all.
Yeah.
You understand? When, like God said, Muhammad, he set you right. You be the perfect mother. It'd be hard to swallow because you see all your nastiness sitting in the room, and you walk out of there head down because you feel disgusted with yourself. But then you go from there and make the change.
That's right, sir.
And you become a better person for sure.
So that's all. Go, you die. Let's do the Megan Thee Stallion now.
Meg Thee Stallion details alleged Tory Lane shooting in Gayle King interview.
Now let's see the video. Now you die. I know nothing about this, right? But I know everyone was talking about this Megan Thee Stallion. She's a rapper. Who's that cat behind her? Is that the cat that shot her?
Allegedly shot her.
Allegedly shot her. Okay, so now, she was in the car and she got shot by somebody. But the police did not arrest the little brother right here.
Lies, sir.
Okay, so then that means he didn't shoot her, right? Or did he shoot her?
Khan is looking like he didn't shoot her at all, sir.
Okay, then who shot her?
That's the $1 million question, sir.
Damn. She got shot, right?
I heard
is she shot?
questionable. Did she get shot?
She might not even have got shot.
I heard she might have cut her foot or some crap, but I ain't heard nothing. No medical report.
If she went to the doctor, she got they pull a bullet out of the woman or not?
If I may, sir, they said they found fragments, but allegedly it didn't really come from his gun. But the thing that had everybody astounded, it was that Meg went on national TV with Gayle King and said that she wasn't romantically or sexually involved with Tory Lanez.
And that's, everybody knows that's not true. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, Conor Wakan.
Okay, so she lied about being with the man.
Conor Wakan.
Okay, but now bring me home here. She went to the doctor. A doctor can definitely say if somebody's been shot, right?
Rapper Tory Lanez.
Conor Wakan.
Okay, so did the doctor say she's been shot?
Lie.
Now, what's going on here, Maya?
I'm confused myself.
You tell me Megan Thee Stallion didn't get shot.
So I read the brother. The brother sounded like he was like, man, why would she do this, man? Why would she even go put me?
Yeah, but he was in the car. What did he say happened in the car? You die.
Conor Wakan, he's saying that they had an argument because she was more so upset because she was the second wife. She wanted him to leave his first rib.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with.
She stepped on glass. She's saying she got shot.
She stepped on glass, and the police did not arrest him. You telling me all this must have been about stepping on glass? I don't see how anybody watches any of this nonsense at all.
It's bigger than that.
What?
It's just about him having more than one woman.
Break it down,
Remember, he just said it. You just said, who said it? Something about
she was the side piece.
Okay, hold up, you die. Okay, so this is Megan Thee Stallion and his little brother here. She with him, that's his woman. But they're in the car arguing because he has another woman.
Who is her best friend?
Who is her best friend? So they're arguing. Somewhere in the argument, somebody drop a wine glass or champagne glass. She steps on it. She gets out the car. She's bleeding. Then she tells the police he shot me, lying like some women will do when they're angry.
Yes, they will.
Lying and saying that he committed a crime that he did not actually commit. Go ahead.
She told the police before he shot her, he said, "Dance, bitch," and then shot her.
He's an old West villain. He's Jesse James.
Wow.
He's a mythical Western figure from the Wild West of Oklahoma.
Tory the Kid. Tory the Kid.
Tory the Kid. Okay. And this is all a lie. All these months that I've been hearing about this mess is not even true. Wait, show me the video that you're talking about. This is why we're doing the story, because Megan Thee Stallion went on Gayle King's show. I try to ignore Gayle King. GEN.YAHANNA can't stand it. That Taylor has made me like her, but I know that's my Judite lust. But she's wrong. And that's just that about Gayle King. But she's always doing something evil and terrible. And so now she has Megan Thee Stallion on her show, lying on her show, according to Yediah. Go ahead, you got it, Yediah.
So he part of the multiple wives community.
Go ahead, you got something you want to say? We can't even play the interview with Gayle. Anyway, she's on there. She's crying. It was all over the damn internet. Even I saw that. She's crying on the thing, saying, let's play that one right there.
This is that night?
Yeah.
Legal name is Daystar Peterson, shot Megan's feet during an argument in the Hollywood Hills July 12th. The 28-year-old was arrested the night of the shooting, but was released after posting bail. He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday in LA. If convicted, he faces up to 23 years in prison.
Be not false accusers. This is a bad problem with some sisters, Maya. If what Yediah is saying is factual, Yediah is researching it. If she lied about this is a terrible problem that some women have when their husband has another woman. They lie. They use our oppressor. They use Esau as a weapon to fight their husband because they're angry about their husband having another wife. That's an evil thing to do, sisters. It's vile and it's disgusting to be such a liar. Give me the precept if I could. What else do you have, Yediah? Anything else on this? On the whole Gayle thing? Go ahead.
It's a small funny comment that you made. You called him a real Western villain. In one of his videos, he was dressed as a Western villain.
Well, there you go. That's him. Jesus Christ. Imagine all of these lies out. A lie could get this brother 23 years in jail.
Yeah.
And for some women, they are fine with that because you dared to have another woman.
Yep.
And that's a disgusting thing for you to do. Anyone have it yet?
What you want? They got 2.
Be not false accusers.
Okay, come on, Khan. 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter, verse 3.
You can take this out about. Go ahead.
Without natural affection, truce breakers.
Not that one. The other fault. The one about women. If they be not false accusers.
Come on,
It's in Titus, I believe.
Titus 2 and 3.
Go ahead.
The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
Let me tell you something. This is the thing that the abortion advocates and the women's rights groups and the Christian church will never teach you. The Christian church and the women's rights groups and the advocates for abortion will never teach you how to be a better woman. What they do is they force society to accept your bad behavior. And they think that that's change, that that's progress. So instead of you learning about being a responsible person with your body, being responsible with your sex life, being responsible with who you lay down with. Instead of you learning a lesson, society has to learn to give you the right to have an abortion. Everyone else has to change around a wicked woman. Everyone else has to change. Your father has to say, well, even though that's my daughter, I don't have any right to tell her whether she can have an abortion. So your father has to change. All of society has to say, well, even though I don't want her dressed like that, she's dressed like a whore, I have to stop telling her how to dress. I can't shame her. The whole world changes around a slut instead of just changing the slut.
Right.
And that is an evil lesson that so many women learn. So many women expect for the earth to change its rotation around them. So you want to dress this way, guess what? Y'all have to learn to deal with it. I don't want my parents to tell me whether or not I can have an abortion or whether or not I can date. My parents have to learn to change. I want to be a lesbian. My parents have to learn to deal with this. Everything has to change for you. That is a very silly and childish way to think, baby girl. It's unrealistic. The earth will not change for you. It's far more easy for you to change. For you to change yourself. This scripture, the Lord is telling the older women, teach the younger women how to change. Teach them to do this. Read it again, House.
Verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
If you're an older woman, you should act like you're holy. You should act like you've learned some wisdom in your years. Continue.
Not false accusers.
Not what?
False accusers.
Not what?
False accusers.
Now, do you know how old this scripture is? Do you know how old this is? For Paul to be teaching sisters to be holy and to not be false accusers. Do you know what that means for 2,000 years ago? That this was going on then. Even the poet said, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. When a woman got angry, brother, oh my God, she was going to put you in jail for 25 years.
Yeah.
There's this famous person who's a hero in Greek mythology. She's a hero today of women's groups. She's from Greek mythology, and she was married to Odysseus, I believe. And he left her, or was it Perseus? I forget. He left her even after she helped him win this kingdom and win this battle. And he killed, Salakia, she killed all of his children. And her name was Medea. That's Medea, for all of you Tyler Perry lovers out there. Medea is from Greek mythology. And she helped her husband win this battle and made him a prominent man. And then guess what he did? He left her for another woman. He found another woman and left her for this woman. And because he left her, Medea killed all of his children. And society looks at her like a champion for women empowerment. Like she's a champion because she wasn't letting no man leave her high and dry and go find another woman. She killed his kids. To this day, the myth of Medea is touted in women groups. And they love her. Come on.
If I may just touch on, listen, Asian woman over the same thing, fighting custody over her man, must have been losing, shot 2 of her children recently, last week, 9 and 13 years old. That's the same spirit.
The world has to change for them, right? You can't handle the world, so the world changes for you. But the world will not change for you, idiot. It won't change for you because you're not important. You don't matter more than the entire planet and all of society. You're going to have to change yourself. You're going to have to learn that although you are angry, you have to still be holy. You have to be holy. You got to keep yourself pure. Keep yourself separate. And do not be a false accuser. Don't lie on some brother and say that he hit you when he did not.
Right.
Which is the Megan Thee Stallion story.
Yep.
Don't lie. That's why this story is so important. Not because Megan Thee Stallion is important, because she's nothing. And in 5 years, we won't know who in the hell she is. She'll be on Unsung, Megan Thee Stallion. She'll be on an episode of Unsung. But her story is important because it happens every day. How many you sisters out there listening? You know that you lied about some brother hitting you. Some brother, you went and called the police and said he hit you when he never hit you. He did not hit you. But because you were angry, because he has another woman, you felt like you were justified in lying and putting a man in jail for years. All because you're angry. Let me tell you something. There is a defender for the false accused. And that defender is the Lord that sits in heaven. And he is going to be your enemy if you're some stupid slut who has now lied on some brother, all because he has another wife. You accused him of child molestation. You accused him of spousal violence or domestic violence when really you lied. You're going to come up against the defender of the innocent. Yediah.
If I could, I can say something. Let's say I was talking to a brother. He was telling me he got 2 young daughters, right? And he going through some things in one of his kids' moms. And one of the young daughters said to him, "Daddy, all this is going on because you want to have more than one wife." What's his 2 wives' name? His daughter 5 years old. She's 5. So she said, "Daddy, why you doing well? If you would just had this one, you wouldn't be going through what you're going through." And he said to himself, I got to have this conversation with my daughter that's 5. Like, she's a grown woman. And he said, "Listen, I'm going to tell you this here, baby girl." He said, "Listen, this is my heritage being an Israelite." He said, "You're an Israelite as well." He said, "No matter what I gain in this world, no matter what I lose, I'm not going to change who I am for nothing and nobody." You understand me? Yeah, Daddy love you. I always will love you. But I am who I am. I'm not going to change for nothing, nobody, no matter who like it and who don't like it. And that's it. But he said to him, he was saying to himself, like, and he was telling me, yo, that's wild that he had to have this conversation with his 5-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old. And she was saying, "You're going through what you're going through, Dad, because you want to have more than one wife."
Listen, let me tell you something. That's a good father. Give him a hand. Teach that little girl something. Put something in that empty head of these sisters out here, man. Put something in their mind. And if having another wife is so terrible, when you call the cops, just tell him he has another wife. That's all. 911, hello. Now, yeah, you know this nigga got another woman. Can you get over here fast? What's the problem, man? What happened? You know how I found a phone number in his phone. Can you get over here? Just tell the cops what you're really mad about.
Yeah.
Tell them that.
Yeah, tell the
so
truth.
You can look stupid. So all of your crying and your hysteria can look stupid. But you'll never tell the cops, "I'm angry because he has another wife," because then you would look like an effing idiot. So instead, you make up a crime like Megan Thee Stallion, who says that some man shot her in the leg, telling her to dance like in an Old West movie, all because her man had another woman. Yediah. Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle attacked on stage during performance at Hollywood Bowl.
Now we gotta play this. This was a terrible the beating this cat got here. Some cat has jumped on. Dave Chappelle was doing a comedy show at the Hollywood Bowl. It was towards the end of the comedy routine, and some cat jumped on the stage and dived at his feet and attacked him. And brother, they gave him corporal punishment after that, huh?
Yeah, they gave to him.
He received corporal punishment, old school. Like, I didn't know they beat people like that anymore. That's one of them beats people used to get. Like, like beat you like you stole something. Beat you like you stole something, beat. Yikes. And this is the video. Look, this is the video. The arm is backwards, Maya.
Yeah, you see that?
They wouldn't turn that arm around the other way. Yamas. They gave him corporal punishment, Mayak. That's the kind of training you get in Hebrew Academy. Give him a hand, Hebrew Academy. Hebrew Academy will teach you how to give out some corporal punishment, brother, if necessary and legal and justified in your state. All right? Go ahead and play. I believe we already did the story. You got more of the story? Please, go ahead.
You remember, did you see how long he ran to get to him, though? He ran a minute.
He did. Nobody jumped on him.
Nobody jumped on him. Right? Beat him to yeah.
I noticed the poor security on that stage. I don't blame you, House. That's your business.
That's all I'm watching.
That's your business. That's poor security up on that damn stage. Yeesh. because he ran across, looked like across the whole stage.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Here it is right here.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers that hip hop has ever presented, the mighty Man Lil. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history. I am going to kill them. Wait, I gotta see this. Thank God that was clumsy. He's back there getting stomped. Where did that come from? Thank you, sir. It was a trans man.
Is it played till it's over, till the Chris Rock thing and all that? Because that was part of the story, right? Chris Rock came out, Jamie Foxx came out. I think Jamie Foxx aided in the correction. Go ahead.
Yeah, Conor McCon, Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes were the first ones to jump on him.
Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes had to go.
What the hell is security
going up there, man?
Where's security at?
Busta Rhymes was guarding Dave Chappelle. Anyway, listen. So at the end of this, of course, they asked the they can hear me right up. They asked the man who tried to attack Dave Chappelle why he did it. Do we have that, Yediah?
Conor, I have it, sir. I have the quote.
Right.
They asked the brother why he did it. He said he ran on stage to tackle Dave to raise awareness because his grandmother was being kicked out of her community due to gentrification.
I got you, which means he's a bug out and out of his goddamn mind, which is the real reason that he attacked Dave Chappelle. Now, listen, their brother's alive now. He just caught a little tune-up, man. Sometimes you got to take a tune-up every now and again. He took a little tune-up. Give him a hand. He's all right, y'all. He's fine. He didn't die. He just had to get a little tune-up. Sometimes you need one, and he got one. And he'll heal up and come out of the hospital and be fine. But it does speak to a bigger problem, all right? Here's the bigger problem. At the end of this video, Chris Rock came on the stage and said, come on, you have it. Go ahead.
Comic-Con. Chris Rock, after Dave Chappelle attacked on stage, asked, was that Will Smith?
At the end of that, Chris Rock came in and made a joke because he also was attacked. Now, here's the bigger problem. Dave Chappelle got attacked because some man had mental illness and was suffering and crazy. And that's the same reason that Chris Rock got attacked. Chris Rock's attack is the same as the Dave Chappelle attack. It's the exact same thing. But because Will Smith is rich and powerful, no one could see that he is in absolutely mental distress, just like the man that attacked Dave Chappelle. He's in the same mental distress, the same pain that all of us ignore and we don't care about and we think it's nothing. And when Will Smith did it, a lot of you dummies acted like he was defending Jada Pinkett. You acted like he was some champion for women. Here it goes again. What did I say earlier? Instead of Jada Pinkett watching her behavior and not sleeping with everybody's kids, what has to happen? Comedy has to change. You see that about whores, Mayam? The world has to change around them. Everything else has to change. No, Jada Pinkett can't just not have sex with her son's friends. She can't just not commit adultery. No. She has to be able to commit adultery. She has to be able to have sex with her son's friends. And comedy must change. The institution and art form of comedy must effing change so that this slut can go and come as she please and feel no guilt about it. Baby girl, that's not going to happen. Comedy is not going to change for you. People are going to make fun of whores. You know how people paint your name dirty all over the street? What's that old term? Like, you know, people make fun of a whore. A girl come to school. If the people in school find out that you gave that boy oral sex, they are going to talk about you.
Yes, they are.
Everybody. And guess what? That young nigga is telling everybody.
Yep.
Oh, my God. You done gave him the story of the week. Listen, as you doing it, as you performing oral sex on him, he is thinking about telling someone. Like, in his mind, he can't wait till it's over. So he can run down to that gym locker room and tell everybody.
Yep.
It's part of the pleasure to tell everybody about it. Why? Because that is the world. That is not going to change. You're not going to have sex with boys in school and everyone respect you as a dainty flower who chose to give her body. He's telling everyone because that is the world. Now, the sooner you realize that, then you can watch who you give yourself to. You might even want to get an adult's perspective on who you give yourself to.
Yeah.
You might want to ask your father about who you should have sex with. Seeing that the wrong choice means you're going to be on Facebook and Instagram. You know he's filming it. You didn't know he was filming it, that young brother. As you're performing oral sex on him, he's hot. Guess what? His friend is hiding under the bed filming the whole thing. His friend has a camera, and he's filming the whole thing. Am I telling people something they never heard of? His friend is hiding, filming the entire thing. And they are going to laugh when you leave that room. Girl, they're going to laugh at you. Oh, they're going to be stomach hurting laughing at you. He going to laugh about how his friend looked when he was having sex with you. They're going to talk about your smell. He going to have 2 fingers in everybody's face in school. Everybody in the school going to smell his 2 fingers.
Yep.
And that will never change. You can't smack everybody in the face. You can't fight everybody in the world who calls you a hoe. But you cannot be a hoe. You can change. You can conduct yourselves in a different way.
Yep.
What's the point of all of this, Mayak? Dave Chappelle was attacked for the same reason Chris Rock was attacked. Because of mental illness. Because of mental illness, because Will Smith is a bug out and a nut. Because that's what the world does to you over time. That's what whores do to you. That's what drugs does to you over time. It turns you into a lunatic that will try to change society as opposed to changing yourself. You die.
If I may, sir, what you bringing out, General, is so heavy because in today's society, they force us to accept these things. And it's a lot if you're not bringing this up earlier. The immediate thought that I had, sir, was about Dwayne Wade. Recently, after Easter, it's a lot if you're not bringing this up.
Oh, you got it,
he
brother.
had his, you know what I mean, his son, I'm going to say his son because that's still
That's
boy.
what it is.
He's sitting up there, you know what I mean? And they project into the world that I accept my son to be with this other transgender girl who's really a white girl, but he's masquerading as a white boy, and his son is masquerading as a black girl. And they try to push that in our face like that's acceptable, sir. So what you bringing out, sir, is incredible.
Listen, I don't know if you if the transgender, the LGBTQ community, I know you have a lot of power right now. I know you're on every TV show. I can't turn the TV on without somebody being gay. To where when I watch a movie, I sit back and wait first to get through the revelation of who's gay. I sit and go, okay, let me give you a few seconds. I took my son down to my rib to go see the multiverse of madness. Some shit.
Dr. Strange. I was gonna bring it up, Joe.
The
Dr. Strange.
I saw it in the Harlem. I saw it in Harlem in the Magic Johnson Theater after class on Thursday. At God knows what time of the night. 125th Street looks like, The Walking Dead. They done brought heroin back. That's another class. But there's a drug epidemic out there that's old school out there. Anyway, as the movie come on, I'm just waiting because I know it has to happen. And so I'm sitting there like, come on, let's get it. I'm thinking to myself, let's get it over with now. Who is going to be gay? I waited a few minutes. I saw a rainbow on somebody's thing, and I said, all right, well, now I know who's gay because that is in everything, no matter what. You, the gay people, the gay community, you have a lot of power. You have a lot of influence in the White House and with business and with Disney and with movies and with every industry. But you will never get rid of male and female.
Nope.
That ain't going to happen. I'm trying to help y'all. You're fighting to get rid of the birds and the bees, and you just can't, man. People are still going to be girls and people are going to be boys. You cannot change all of society to forget nature, to forget the life and where babies come from. And you lesbians, I don't know if you know this, penis is always going to be popular.
That's right.
Penis is always going to be popular.
And they use it.
Thank you. You're not going to make women not want men. Women are going to want men, no matter how much you try. And you homosexual men, women are still very, very popular.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. You're not going to change that. Sooner or later, you can't sculpt society to fit your wickedness, to fit your perversion. You're the one with the perversion. You got to change. The one who's wrong has to change. This is something I go over in marriage councils all the time. The brother says she wants things her way. She has to have things her way. The sister says he gets mad whenever I don't do what he says. And this is what I say all the time, which gets ignored all the time. Instead of focusing on who wins the battle, on who gets their way, why don't we just force ourselves to do what's right? Let what is right win. So you might want this thing, I might want this thing. Now, this is what should win. Whichever one of us is saying the right thing.
Yes, sir.
If you're saying, we should never talk and we should divorce each other, and I'm saying, let's kiss and make up. Well, let the right thing win. Kissing and making up is the right thing. You don't have to change if you're right. The world can't get rid of male and female and get rid of nature and get rid of where babies come from for you, because this is right. And there is always a right and a wrong in every situation. And if you could just fight for that, then of course you have a battle you can win. The problem with the LGBT community, the problem with women's rights groups and the abortion advocates is that you're fighting for something that's wrong. And that battle will not win. It's never going to win. It's always going to lose. You had abortion for 50 years. What did you think? It was never going to get overturned? What in the hell were you thinking? You think people weren't going to love babies? People were going to love babies, and they were going to fight day and night to get rid of abortion. Why? Because people love babies. What happened during slavery? People began to see that it's wrong to keep people in slavery. What do you think? The South thought they were going to have slaves, what, forever?
Yep.
They thought it would happen forever. They had no idea that people would see that it's wrong to treat people like cattle. It was bound to end because it's wrong. It's wrong. And you can't fight for a thing that's wrong. You die. Anything else? Next story.
Got some breaking news.
Come on, Maya. Hold up. Get him ready. Breaking news. Clap it up for breaking news. Officer Yediah has breaking news. Yediah.
Colonel Khan, the story, I know we passed on it, sir, about the one devil with the corrections officer.
Go ahead.
She died. That was a corrections officer.
And
they tried to say it was a suicide, but I was reading a little further, if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
That's
First,
corrections.
tell them the whole story. Put the picture up on the screen. The whole story.
Colonel McCon, there was a corrections officer who helped another devil escape from prison. Now, she was about a good 2 weeks from getting her pension and being all right. She, she helped this devil escape, and they caught her, and they neglected to bring this out in the previous article that I have right now, that she had serious injuries. Serious injuries. She died from them injuries.
Yikes. So we have to find out later how she died. You jogging my memory. I think there was a car crash that she might have died from, or the man, the brother, the Edomite she was with might have stabbed her up, or the cops. She killed herself. That's the breaking news. She committed suicide. She fell in love. She fell in love with some cat in the prison. She's a correctional officer. She's a woman in a man's prison. I told y'all, listen, men, you're not going to stop that.
Nope.
Women like men.
Yep.
I don't know if you heard. It's been going on like that for a while. And I don't think that's going to change, Haas. No matter how many movies with gay people in them and rainbows.
You know, the hypocrisy in the general, they talk that trash, right? But they go find a so-called female that dressed like a dude. The baggy pants, you know what I'm talking about, sis? The baggy pants hanging on down. They dressed like a dude. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a guy.
That's it.
You ain't gonna change it like how you said, dude.
That's gonna still be popular, huh?
Yeah.
But people gonna like that, right?
Yeah.
Go. You want to bring it out? Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Corrections officers dead after being caught with missing inmate in Indiana.
So anyway, she helped her man. She married the cat in prison, had sex with him, and then of course, though they came up with a plan to break him out of jail. They broke him out of jail. They've been on the run for a week or something like that. Finally, you know, the tip line started lighting up. People started informing on him. They found him, and then right before she got arrested, she killed herself. You got video you want to play? Can't? No problem. Go, but can they see it? Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead.
Colonel Wakan. After inmate Casey White, 38, and Lauderdale County Directors of Corrections Vicky White, 56, were spotted at a hotel, Casey White and Vicky White led police on a car chase that ended in a wreck. Indiana authorities said Vicky White, who was driving the Cadillac, was hospitalized with very serious injuries from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, according to the Vanderburgh County, Indiana Sheriff's Office.
Went to kill herself after she broke that cat out of prison. Now she's dead. It's rough out there, sisters. You know, you need a good man. You don't need to have sex with every inmate in the damn prison. There's another story where see if you can find this, Jedediah, where a transgender man, they locked him up in a woman's prison and he got 2 women pregnant. See if you can find that, because that was a funny story. When they put this brother in the damn prison, because he's a woman, he identifies as a woman. He goes in there and gets 2 of the women pregnant in the goddamn women's prison. That's life, and that's how it works. And who you have sex with has repercussions. Come on.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Woman impregnated by trans inmate at New Jersey prison serving life sentence for double killing.
Put the picture up on the screen. All of this, I identify as a woman.
And they, you know, another thing with this general too, they want to be respected as like how men be respected, have the same job as men, right? When there's that clear line in these things, just let you know that if she had a husband at home, then he wouldn't be letting her get up in all them kind of jobs.
Come on.
Of these corrections, the police, and the military. I'm gonna tell you a story that's sort of similar to what we got going on right here, right? The first Gulf War, right? Operation Desert Storm, I was part of, right? And these are military, right? And they had this couple. It was a truck battalion, transport battalion. They went off to the side. I mean, the desert. They went off to the side to have sex and got caught. It is not by us, by the Iraqis. But now they POW because they went off somewhere to have sex. You know what I mean? To let you know that these things don't never work. That's why the things you hear about in the military about women getting raped and things going on, that stuff don't, because you ain't supposed to be around all those things, man. You know what I mean? It's a man still a man. Period. You know what I mean? A woman's still a woman. And they're going to have them urges. You understand that you can't get around.
Yeah. Well, listen, the LGBT community, I know a lot of us out there, you get frustrated by all the power that they have. Just relax, everybody. Just relax. Nature is nature, and it will always win out. Creation will win out because the Most High created it.
Yeah.
Now, women and men are still going to love each other. They're still going to want each other. That won't change no matter what Congress says or what Disney says. What do you have here? Go ahead. Look at him. That's lucky. Do the story, you die. You see, that's a woman there, Maya. At least that's what he told the judge.
Yeah.
He told the judge, "Where you want to go to prison, Jerome? I'm a woman, Your Honor.
You gotta respect my
Respect my lifestyle."
my gender choice.
You can read the story.
Colonel McConnell, the identity of a transgender inmate responsible for impregnating 2 female prisoners at an Edna McGann correctional facility is now public, and one of the mothers likely will never be able to raise her child.
Mayak, he was having a ball. He was having a ball. You see how stupid this nonsense is?
Yeah.
Who is not? You give any man the rest of his life in jail, we all going to identify as women. Yeah. All of us. We all get ponytails on the top of our heads.
Like which prison, sir?
What prison, man?
Hey,
look, hey, hello, girlfriend.
BX.
We gonna all get to it. We gonna have some lipstick. We gonna all pass the lipstick around. We can get in that woman's prison and gild it town on them women in there. Oh my
30
God.
years.
30 years. Hey, girl.
What you doing? What they say? What you doing? Something like
no,
that.
what's the saying? The women all forget.
Wendy Williams said, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
If I could say remarried to every sister in A block.
Oh my God. Brother,
multiple wives.
They let the wolf in there. They let the wolf in that goddamn prison. He went and got 2 of them broads pregnant up in there, having a good time because he's a woman, I guess, right? You're not gonna beat that LGBTQ. I know you think you are, but that's what's gonna happen because girls like boys. They like us.
Yep.
They keep on liking us. Guess what? They like us even though we have more than one wife.
Yep.
They still like us. You can't stop that. Okay, you need to just join it because it is really unstoppable. Okay, and all of your progress is temporary, like abortion rights.
Yep.
It's a temporary thing that's going to change, and in a minute, Christ is going to return and set this whole house in order.
Yep.
What else you got? That's pretty much it. Okay, next. Kevin Samuels. Let's go into that real fast.
Now, if I could, I'm not a cat who went to this whole. I'd be going to get died on to find out what's going on. Who is this cat, Kevin Samuels? And what is he about? Who is he? And why is he so damn popular?
That was a rough one. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, Kevin Samuels was popular because he was very critical of a lot of sisters, and a lot of sisters actually took a lot of glory and credit. If I could, it's real disgraceful on Twitter. A lot of evil, monstrous sisters took to Twitter talk about, it's because of our voodoo we killed Kevin Samuels.
Damn.
Kevin Samuels went on there and told sisters, you know what I mean, that had 3 and 4 baby daddies by 5 different men. You know what I mean? That you seeking a high value man making a certain amount of figures, you ain't gonna get him. You gotta give that regular brother a chance. They ain't want to hear none of that. They want to hear none of that. They ain't like that.
So he like Steve Harvey in essence then.
Colonel McCon, he was a lot like Steve Harvey, sir.
He seemed like he was a preacher. He looked like a preacher, right?
Colonel McCon, sir.
Dressed like a preacher, talked like a preacher,
Colonel
except he would not placate to women like preachers would.
Colonel
Is that right or no?
Colonel McCon, sir.
Okay. So women hated him, got angry at him because he would say, now, of course, what he was teaching was, of course, a lie. And a high value man has nothing to do with how much money you make. Having money doesn't make you high value. Not having money doesn't make you low value. That's in the Bible. All right. But I get the whole premise. He's trying to just, I guess, tell women they should lose weight or something like that, or they should lose. I think he just told women they had to lose weight if they want a rich man. I guess, right? You dying?
Colonel McCon, that was basically the main
whole
premise
thing.
of it, sir.
Right.
You know, him telling sisters about themselves. You know, a lot of sisters didn't like that. He was also critical of brothers. But I will say this, though, if I may. Sir.
Please, go ahead.
The thing is, though, like, which is sad about it is that a lot of brothers really mourned him, which really bothered me. like a lot of brothers on Twitter and social media and Clubhouse was really mourning him like they lost Christ. And I'm like,
really?
Kind of like brothers was really and genuinely upset. Like, man, we lost our hero. We lost this brother. And the brothers was asking me, like, how come, what's your opinion on it? What you think about it? I'm like, listen, I don't take counsel from an effeminate brother on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. This is one of them. Like he reminds me of something I learned about yesterday that I saw on my phone 1,000 times. I didn't know what it was. Have you ever heard of the incel community? Brother, I found out about it. I've seen it, and I thought it was like a sleeper cell. But the incel community, break it down, you die.
You die? I gotta hang around you, boy.
He know all this shit. Go ahead.
I be telling him bring some of that stuff.
He
out.
know all of it. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, when you say in reference to the incel community, you talking about that brothers, you know what I mean? That look. What's the word I can use?
Okay, it's some type of thing where it's called involuntary celibacy. Involuntary celibate. And online, it's like a whole community of them, of men basically who are angry at certain women because like high value women don't like them. When I say high value, I mean women that look like Beyonce or look like the prom queen. And they're angry at them. And they're celibate, but they don't want to be, and they go berserk and crazy and hate women over it. Come on.
If I could, sir.
These ones to get.
I don't. Yeah, you die.
If I could, sir, would you bring it out? It's so heavy. I done ran across a lot of these brothers on Clubhouse. You know, big shout out to Precinct Officer 500 in the car. We was trying to counsel this one brother. He came in one of our rooms, right, and was asking the car about something. They said, man, you know, I was in the club the other day, and I asked this sister for her name, even though she offered me some of her food, even though we was having a good conversation. I asked her for her name, and she had the nerve to spun me. F all these sisters and all that. And I'm like, brother,
that's what made Kevin Samuels, I believe, popular when he was alive. Because I think there's a segment of black men who look at, okay, women, you know, who are rich and fancy, I guess, and, you know, powerful, and look at them like, why don't you like us? You're supposed to like us. And Kevin Samuels tells them, you know, that you don't deserve a man that is rich, and men like it because somehow they're angry at women because they won't be with them or have sex with them. I don't even really understand the whole thing, but I know it's a big thing online with the incel community. And it's like, I think that's the people that made Kevin Samuels have for their God, because I guess he would dare to tell a woman that she wasn't attractive or that she had too many kids. Come on, you die.
Yeah, if I could, sir. A lot of them brothers, sir, you know what I mean, to speak from what I've seen, a lot of them brothers, like to your point that you was bringing out, a lot of those brothers that was spurned by a sister, you know what I mean, that may not have had, you know, what we call game or didn't really comply with their advancements, they would say, well, that's why you this, that's why you this, you know what I mean? I don't really want you anyway.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Yeah, because the girl said no to him. They try to get the girl, and the girl says no. So then they say, well, you got all these kids, you this and you that, because they're really just brothers who don't understand women, who don't understand life. There's another two cats. They got some real popular podcasts where they just, the Hamite and the other one, I forget the name of that podcast. But all of that reminds me of Kevin Samuels that was popular for a second, along with some of the things, the Proud Boys. That's a similar situation where it's really men whose feelings are hurt by women. They don't understand women and they can't get any women.
So I guess he getting them back.
He getting them back.
I saw him interview some broad, cute broad too. He said, well, you think too highly of yourself. What you ain't, you don't deserve no man like that. And she said, well, I'm something. He said, who the fuck are you talking to? Who you talking to? And she apologized. Said, I'm sorry. I said, damn, like that, you know, women need control. You know, damn near. You know, another subject.
Well, on another subject. Yeah, like that's the thing is, once again, Kevin Samuels and the incel community, these are not people that can give you counsel on women because they don't have any women and they don't know anything about women and they're barely men themselves. So they can't really teach you about women. Kevin Samuels got very popular about it, but of course, Kevin Samuels is dead. Now, once again, we don't, because of what Commanding General Yohanna teaches us, we would never glory in the death of any person, although he deserves to die. We would never glory in it, knowing that us ourselves, in times past have deserved to die. And yet the Lord had mercy on us. But what we all should learn is a lesson. And we should learn this lesson, and this lesson is important. If we don't repent, you will die just like Kevin Samuels. If we don't change who we are, you will be the next one to die. So if people online are looking at Kevin Samuels like he's so evil and he deserved to die, so are you. If people are thinking that Kevin Samuels is their God, and maybe he's not really dead, because you know, no famous person ever can die. He more than likely he faked his death, or the government killed him. All right. If you're one of those, then you're going to also be the next one to die. You. And what you want to do is focus on who you are. You want to focus on being righteous. Focus on keeping the commandments of God, because in that there is preservation of life. And without that, you're going to die just like Kevin Samuels. Everybody gets that enough, all right? All right, good to go. And if I could, one last thing for you brothers that can't get women. Let me drop something on you real nice and heavy, nice and flat for you right now, okay? This is for the incel community, for the people that listen to Kevin Samuels, for the Proud Boys. Here's your problem. You hate women for doing the exact same thing that you do. And that's what's really happening. You hate rich women and beautiful women and strippers and Instagram models because they don't want to date you. Am I wrong, you Dyer? Like there's a kind of woman they hate. And it's that Miami, big fake breasts, the woman that everybody loves on Instagram models. They hate them because these women will not date them. And the reason that you can't get a woman is because you don't even see that little girl who you walk by every day, who you ignore because she doesn't look like an Instagram model. You hate women you hate these women because they ignore you. Meanwhile, there are sisters who you ignore. There is no man that can't get a woman. This is the weirdest thing in the world to me all the time. Women over here saying I can't get any man. And then men over here saying I can't get any women. I think I got the solution. Right. I think it's right in front of your goddamn face. But here's the problem. These men, they don't want that woman. They don't see her. They ignore her. She's too fat. She's too skinny. She's too poor. She's too everything. They want the Instagram model. Yep. But the Instagram model wants somebody else.
God. The cats that think that they trash.
The cats that think that they trash. And go ahead, Maya.
And an Instagram woman, they like to be lied to. They like game. Yes. They'll turn you down because you got no game, because you don't lie enough. Because you don't know how to spin a lie, make them feel like the queen. You know what I'm saying? And they'll look down on you because of that. You understand?
We'll give Mike a hand. What he's saying is so true. So in essence, you have women hating men. You got men hating women because they can't get the woman who they idolize, and thereby ignoring a good sister. This is what everyone should do. This is what women should do, and this is what men should do. You should marry someone for their character.
Yes.
That's what you should do. You should want someone for their character. You should crave someone, fall in love, get passionate over someone for their character. Yep. And if you would do that, then you wouldn't hate the opposite sex, because you would see such value in the opposite sex. In the UPK, we see value in women because we have so many of them. We find so many of them because we marry for character. Now let me blow your mind, Maya. Here we go here. Let me tell you something else you'll find out in the future. Once you become a better man, and once you look at women for character. Women with character, they're beautiful too.
Yep.
You got some bad broads who have good souls.
Yes, sir.
Who have a good soul. But you will never see their soul because they're not going to dress like a whore. They're not going to have an Instagram post bent over naked. So you won't even notice her. But if you married her and got under that long dress, you would see what I'm talking about. You would see the light. You would know that there is beauty in a good person as well. There's a good person who is also beautiful, but you just can't see it because they're not on OnlyFans. They're not on Instagram. They're not naked, bent over a car. So you just walk right by them, ignore all of them, and you hate these Instagram models and wonder why these sluts won't date you. Anything else? Maya, go ahead.
If I could, Slocky, confession good for the soul. I mean, I was a young man in the world and had a virgin. As virgin, sweet, in love with me. And I did not like her because she was so new to everything.
That's it.
I think back and hate myself because I remember telling her, you need to go get more experience. I said that shit to her. You know,
that's how it is.
And it was ridiculous.
It's just silly and young. And that's what and that's a lot of big part of it too. You can't be a boy trying to learn about women. You got to have some men in your life to school you to women, because all you see is the easily seen women, which are Instagram whores. And you hate them because you want them so bad. And then you get angry. 1 second, you get angry, but really you should ignore her because there is some decent, beautiful, well-dressed, modestly appareled woman. And when you get home, you're going to see her. You're going to see what nobody sees but you. Jedediah.
If I may, sir, more breaking news.
Uh-oh. Clap it up for breaking news, Maya. More breaking news. Jedediah.
Conor Khan, what you bringing out is so heavy about these Instagram models and a lot of these rappers. You remember Cardi B, who was on there with Meg Thee Stallion with WAP?
Of course.
There's a video that just came out, sir.
This is the one I was looking for before the show. This one right here.
Conor Khan, Cardi B is tired of the image that she has to portray to Hollywood and the music industry. The video that all of a sudden Mariah's about to break down and play is about how she just wants to be a mother. That the music that she's putting out about being a whore and all this other garbage is bringing out her demons.
Whatever that last song she had, she said that was the problem.
Just get it.
Why did she make that song? Why did she make that song about Shake It? And another thing with that, because that's the life she came from. She came from being a stripper. Like, she was in them clubs, making money, doing exactly what the sister said, whatever that thing is. Like, she was doing that. That was her lifestyle. But now she feel that demon pulling her back in there again. Which means that's what, and let me tell y'all something. What she going through right now, take that as a lesson to everybody in the I.S.U.P.K, right? When you come into the truth, not saying she came to the truth because she never did. But when you come in here to serve the Lord, you got to let go of your whole past. Not part of it, not some of it, not a piece that you like, a piece that you don't like. You got to let go of all of it. You understand me? Because if you don't let go of your whole past, that piece you hanging on to is what Satan going to use to come grab you. You understand me? This what she got going on right here. You're going to hear about it. Was her past. And she didn't let go of that past. She faked it for money. And now it's come back to get her.
Let's play the video if we can.
Got on one gun.
Why I didn't want her to do this song, Shake It, or like any drill songs, because it's like these songs are activating like these demons that you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that girl anymore. Like I just want to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that old Cardi anymore. I left that lifestyle. That's kind of why I didn't want her to do this song, Shake It, or like any drill songs, because it's like these songs are activating like these demons that you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that girl anymore. Like I just want to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to.
Playing right, but I think everybody gets the point. She regrets making that music she makes because now she wants to be a mother, right? Having the right to have an abortion ain't gonna help Cardi B, right? That she realizes that that's not the solution to her problem, right? That she doesn't want to sing about whores and gun violence anymore because she has a child that she loves now, and she loves that child. But of course, she earns her money through talking about whores and gun violence. So now she's in a betwixt now, of course, on what to do. And she needs some good counsel. All right. She's in the world, so she doesn't have access to it. But what she needs is some counsel on where to go from here because she has this child and she wants to be a mother. She's not fighting for the right to have an abortion or to make more, have more sexual freedom or to dress, more provocative. That was something women fought for a little while ago, fighting for the right to walk down the street and look like a slut. That was a right that women fought for. Okay, you have the right to look like a slut. Congratulations. Cardi B would like to be a mom, and she can't do that. She can't just be a mother anymore. And that, of course, is a real problem. Cause
listen, let me tell you something, man. You better be careful too, and especially, take heed of what GEN.YAHANNA is saying. Like, if you don't be careful and watch your past and watch what you do, your kid's gonna find out. Like, she's worried about her kid finding out about what's going on with her.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, we did a story where Kim Kardashian's son was playing Roblox. And on Roblox, the video of her and Ray J came up. Why are you playing Roblox? Roblox is a kiddie game.
What is Roblox? What is Roblox?
It's like a kiddie video game.
Like a Minecraft kiddie game.
Okay. Well, you play your phone like an app.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And the video of her having sex with Ray J came up and the son saw it.
And her son saw her having sex?
Yes.
How old was the son?
He's a young kid. He a kid.
4 is, better than it could have been.
Yeah. But this the whole point. Like,
what did he say?
I don't know what he said, but I know.
He went to her and said, "Mommy, I saw you on Roblox. I saw you." And she looked and she laughed it off with him, but went in another room and cried to her family.
No. No. Where's the video? Dang.
You better be careful what you do out here.
See that?
Better be careful what life you live and who you listen to, man. You sisters, you're an example for your children out here. You can't make no excuses as to why you're doing what you do, man. Ain't no excuse for that here. Now, that's going to bother them for the rest of their life, man. Okay, the story.
Once again, now, if you're a woman, instead of fighting for the right to be a slut, which is literally a movement, I think that happened last year, literally.
Yeah.
The slut movement, right? Where women, led by some woman with blonde hair, they were marching up and down the streets, and they call it a slut walk.
Yeah.
Fighting for the right to dress like sluts. Or fighting for abortions. An actual war that you should fight, that you should win, is the right to be a mother. The right to be clean. The right to be looked at with dignity and honor like any mother or wife should. That's a battle you better start fighting. And the good news is that's a battle you can win. You absolutely can win. What do you have? Go ahead, Morel.
Look at this is on Roblox.
What?
Who made that?
Who made that? Let me see. Click on it. Oh, hold on. Chloe, look at this. What? Let me see.
I can put a pillow in the chair.
Chloe, come here. I feel like you're the only one that would understand. Okay, I'm coming. I'm not sure what this means. This is a character on Roblox, but it says. What? I know, that's why I said.
That's not my character. That's a game.
Oh, it's a game? Oh, well, then we're suing them if it's a game with my name and picture.
There was a picture of my cry face, and then I looked at it, and it said something super inappropriate, like Kim's new sex tape.
No, it was an inappropriate thing that popped up on his Roblox about me that says they're leaking something that someone said.
This is supposed to be unreleased footage from my old sex tape. The last thing that I want as a mom is for my past to be brought up 20 years later, especially when it's this big party and my whole family's here. This is some real embarrassing shit, and I need to deal with it. And I will deal with it.
I just cannot believe this is happening right now.
You know what's crazy? She went on ahead and left the boy Kanye, right? And messed with the other cat, right? And they all made all kind of sexual escapades. And she go in the room and call Kanye. You hear me?
This is after she left Kanye West.
After she left it.
If she's a whore. All right. And it's going to be hard for your children not to find out you're a whore, especially when you're a whore.
Yeah.
Right? As I would say, virtually impossible.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories out here, sir, about women out here being whores and it affecting their children to where even now children are having, real mental breakdowns and can't really function correctly in life because they see their mama being a hoe.
And she's the kind of woman that, men get angry at because they can't be with her. Why in the hell would you want to be with Kim Kardashian?
Ugh.
Like nothing. What about her doesn't make you sick? Now, do you know how many good women you're ignoring?
Yeah.
Because you focus on Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I gotta go.
Yep.
Jediah, where we at next?
If I could, sir, the devil that she left Kanye for made a joke last year about having sexual intercourse with a child, a baby.
Now you just jogged my memory about that. And didn't he put a
Conor
tattoo
Wakan. He did that, and he has the tattoo of all of Kanye's children on his body.
Yeah, see, now that's disgusting.
Like, to be like not under his shirt, but like on his neck.
Conor Wakan on his face, sir.
He's vile and disgusting. And brothers, don't marry a woman outside of your race. Don't do that. That's a terrible, terrible mistake. You'll waste the flower of your youth on a whore, on some filthy oppressor's daughter, and all you do is give more glory and more money to another nation. You're doing that every day anyway. Don't ever marry a white woman, ever. Don't ever have sex with a white woman, ever. Come on, Jediah.
I have the story, sir.
Go ahead.
It says Pete Davidson has Kim Kardashian and her kids' names tattooed on his neck.
That's just disgusting. I mean, that's vile. And once again, Kanye West made a stupid mistake because he was obsessed with this idolized image of a white woman that he had to have. And of course, Kim Kardashian, I think she is the straight up idol of what black men are looking for in white women. It used to be Pamela Anderson back when I was a kid. Remember that, Maya? Pamela Anderson from the Baywatch. It was like she was the thing that was the top idol of what a white woman could be. And now it became, what's her name? Kim Kardashian. And so, of course, this idiot Kanye West, he has another mental disorder and is a bug out nut. He went and married this whore rock. And now some other man who she's having sex with has all of his kids tattooed on his neck and more than likely going to molest them children. Kanye West kids, you about to see Will Smith's kids happen again. That is the clear and obvious future for Kanye West children. Is going to be another Will Smith children situation. And it's sad. Why? Because of choices, young man. Choices, repercussions, decisions that must be made under God's law. And if not, you're the one that's going to pay. Jediah.
South Korea's next leader faces escalating North Korea nuke threat.
That's war between South Korea and North Korea, which is actually war between America and Russia through proxy. North Korea, those are the allies of the Russians. South Korea, those are the allies of the Americans. And right now, of course, America and Russia are already in a proxy war in the Ukraine right now. And what you're going to see is the Third World War deepening, the danger spreading. And once it spreads to every country, then we'll be in the middle of the Third World War, especially when it gets down into the Middle East, into the Valley of Decision, which is the land of Israel. When the war starts to spill down in there, it's about to spill into Korea. It'll spill into other areas throughout Europe. But once it spills into the Middle East, spreads into the Middle East, get ready because that is a major sign of the coming of our King. Go ahead, up.
Conor Wakan. It says South Korea during its election campaign, South Korean President-elect Yoon Suk Yeol had tough words for North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, who said he was trying to teach his rival some manners and sternly deal in provocative missile tests with a strengthened alliance with the United States.
Because once again, they know what's happening in the Ukraine. And they know that in a minute, all old treaties and old deals are going to be gone. And it's time for every country to try to take more land. Russia stepped up to take more land, and America is going to step up somewhere and take more land. More than likely Taiwan or something like that. But they'll find some way to step into the Russian Empire because Russia stepped into the American Empire by going into the Ukraine. And that's how the Third World War will begin. Go ahead, Up. Next story. Unless you want it, up to you.
Listen, if I could,
Go
you
ahead.
know, that cat in North Korea, what's his name? While you died?
Kim
Jong-un.
Yeah.
I trained over there in South Korea, right? Them cats, if they decide to come across that 38th parallel, they'd be in Seoul in 2 hours, and everybody know it. They know you can do about it.
Oh yeah.
They military, and they might be so big they crush everything on that border, right? They come across that damn border, and America know. Only thing that's stopping them is America and the nukes. That's it. Because them cats, if they decide to come across that border, it's done. It's over. Ain't nothing they can do.
South Korea.
Nothing.
Ain't up to it. That's correct. Go ahead, you die. China and Taiwan. Go ahead.
Colonel McCon.
Yeah, no, I let the story play. No, it's something I want to bring up about the scripture.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
China now preparing to invade Taiwan. Officials from the Chinese Finance Ministry and Central Bank on April 22nd met with the representatives of the dozen banks, including I.S.U.P.K, to discuss what Beijing could do in the event of the imposition of severe sanctions on China. The financial ministry noted that the words of the Financial Times that all large foreign and domestic banks operating in China were present. Participants concluded.
Got something you want to bring out, Oz?
Colonel
You die?
Colonel McCon, I have it, sir.
Go ahead.
Colonel McCon. It says that what Beijing would do in the event of the imposition of severe sanctions on China, the financial ministry noted in the words of the Financial Times, and large foreign and domestic banks operating in China were present. Participated concluded Beijing could not protect foreign assets, but the holding of the emergency meeting and nonetheless ominous, Chinese officials have seen the effect and sanctions imposed on Russia after it launched its special military operation in Ukraine in February. They are planning to whether if any measures apply to their own country. The officials and attendees did not mention specifically scenarios, but one possible trigger for what sanctions could be thought to be a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. The Chinese officials held the April 22nd meeting. The clearest indication yet of an act of aggression is in the works. China's technological know that the Russia has been hit hard. Critics say that the quick recovery of the ruble has recently hit a 2-year high on the dollar and euro, prove that sanctions have not been working, but Russian President Vladimir Putin, to defend his currency, has to impose capital controls more than a key interest rate, forced conversion of export revenues into rubles, and sell foreign exchange reserves. As a result, the Russian economy is in distress. The European Bank Reconstruction and Development experts, the Russian economy, to contrast 10% this year, has a figure of a low end of estimates. Russia's economy ministry, for instance, estimates gross domestic product could fall as much as 12.4%.
Let me break it down if I could for you. That the reason that they're going to have to invade more country and take land that's not theirs is because of money. Because now, because of the COVID-19 virus, started the whole thing where every country lost money because they couldn't do business as normal. And then, of course, after that, then Russia invades the Ukraine. And now, because of that, the U.S. sanctions, so many U.S. sanctions have now further crippled the Russian economy. They need to convert different forms of currency into rubles, but they can't do that because of the restrictions put on them by the World Bank. And so now they'll have to go invade other countries. They'll have to go find different places to make up for the money that they're losing. And before you know it, everyone is going to know where all the oil comes from. They're going to know where you can really make some money when you can control that oil coming out of the Suez Canal. And everybody will make their way over to the Middle East, and then our king will return.
Ezekiel 38.
Thank you.
Right.
Go ahead, Yediah. Morale.
We had a question online, just pertaining to what you just said. Someone said, Adrian Johnson, Salaki, if I pronounce your name wrong, said, "Is there such thing as a rapture?" I just figured out
A such thing as a what?
As a rapture.
Okay, the word rapture is not in the Bible. That's from mythology. Rapture is basically an orgasm. That's what the rapture is, right? Christian society, Christian preachers began to use that term to speak about the coming of Christ to make everyone feel good and have an excitable feeling about when Jesus returns. But no, there is no such thing as thinking or describing when Christ returns as being caught up in a rapture. Someone look up the word rapture in your dictionaries, and we don't have Alexa up here, right?
Live, sir.
Go ahead.
I looked it up a minute ago. It's defined as the millennial believers believe it's when you go up into heaven.
Right, but what's the actual rapture? Before the original word.
Okay.
Now rapture has become synonymous with Jesus Christ returning. That's the rapture. But of course, that's from Christians hijacking the word.
Okay.
So now, since they've hijacked the term rapture itself means popularly when Christ returns, but that's not the original meaning of the word.
Rapture, a feeling of intense pleasure or joy.
That's what a rapture is. A rapture is an orgasm. It's an orgasm. And now Christians trying to fill their churches up with women say one day we're going to be caught up in the rapture. Oh, it's going to be so wonderful to blow your head off. It's amazing. And the churches got filled with lonely women. What is a rapture? Now, whoever asked this question, we're just looking up the word rapture. That's all. We didn't invent it. We're just looking up what rapture means. The word rapture was around before Christians started to use it. And this is what the word means. GEN.YAHANNA. It's all right.
A feeling of intense pleasure or joy.
That's what the word rapture means. A feeling of intense pleasure or joy. Example, orgasm. And so Christians flood in the church because they want the rapture. They want to get caught up in the rapture. They want to be taken up in the rapture. And it made Christian hustlers billionaires. Please go ahead. You're right.
Her daughter culture came in. She entered the law quick.
Give her a hand because she's right. And that was the story we meant to do. Let's do that story next, Marah, while we have the time. The young sister was talking about another, I think it was Cardi B. It was, where she was in there shaking her butt. And then the girl came in, the daughter came in the room. But it also reminded me of the other story we had where the brother's wife, the brothers, had a child with this woman, and he sees his daughter in the background while the mother is twerking, just like the young sister just brung out. The water sis. No sweat. All right, go ahead. Yeah, the story the sister brung out just now. Give me the new one, though. Cardi B, of course, the same exact thing happened with Cardi B. But it also happened recently.
And General, too, you said the word rapture and about how to give you that sexual pleasure, which is why Anita Baker made that song called Rapture.
Yeah, well, that's the reason, huh? Because that's what it's talking about.
Yes.
It's about sex.
Yes.
It's a sexual imagery that Christians have taken to be a religious term.
Ain't that so?
Like they do with everything. I mean, that is witchcraft in that church. Cardi B is all ashamed of making drill music. You gospel singers need to be ashamed of making gospel music.
Yeah.
You need to be just as ashamed as Cardi B is for making drill music. You need to be just as ashamed as Cardi B is for making drill music if you make gospel music. Because your music is for destruction. It's destroying your people.
If I could, as a cat I knew I used to work with, he used to be into music and making beats and everything. And he's part of some kind of choir in the city. And he said he learned how to make beats to, what's the word he used? Damn.
The feelings?
Seduce people.
Yeah.
And it started in the church. That's what he learned. Yeah. He learned how to make beats to really seduce you with them beats.
That's where every rap producer learned in church. He was that choir director, and now he makes, drill music and hip hop music, but he learned how to make beats in the biggest whorehouse in the world, the Christian church. And all of you Christian preachers and choir directors should be just as ashamed as Cardi B is for making drill music. Okay, what do you have now? Show me this video.
If I could, the video we're getting ready to watch is a video of the rapper G Herbo's his wife. You know what I mean? G Herbo was fighting to get custody of his daughter. You know what I mean? His wife is in the club right now for a party that they have, and their daughter is right there in the background while she's twerking on another woman in the club.
This is sad. Now, what should we do, y'all? Should we have a march for abortion? Is that what we should do? Should we fight for abortion rights? Is that what we need? Because maybe that's the problem. Maybe that little girl should have never been born. Maybe that's the problem. Is that what's wrong here? Is the problem here that this girl was born? Because there's a little baby right there in the background who has to watch her mother dressing and dancing like a whore with two women. Is the problem with life that this little baby is even born? Maybe she should have never been born, because if she was never born, she wouldn't have to see her mother behave like that. What I would tell you is that we have a different problem. Our problem is that we need to make better mothers.
Yeah.
We need to make better people.
Yeah.
We need better conduct, and we need to live our life according to the commandments of God. So then not only will we live a life conducive to raising children, affording children, being able to sustain children, but we might also be parents that our children can be proud of.
Well, like you brought out earlier, should the whole world change and just say, listen, sexualizing our children is fine now. Let's accept it.
We'll have to do that.
Let's accept this nasty thing. Or should this whole change?
I can guarantee when she's asked about this video, she's going to say she has the right to do this. We should all accept this. No one should mind her business. She takes care of her kids. And we have to allow this. We have to all accept twerking and being sexual in front of kids. The courts have to accept it. The father has to accept it so that the whore can do what she wants. I don't think it's going to end up like that, baby girl. I think you're going to have to be the one that changes.
Yeah, that's
it's better for everyone.
You
change.
It has to be that they change. You know, without that, it ain't going to ever change. And as long as these brothers out here push this, they're going to keep doing this here, because that's what the men want.
That's it.
Like the whole community out here, that's the LGBT, they think they running everything. This is going on because men want this. And when men stop it, then it's going to stop.
What you bringing out now is one of the biggest secrets that exists in this modern world, is that women's rights are really for men. That's what this is about. Who in the hell do you think wants women to be whores more than men? Who do you think wants abortions? Huh? Who do you think really wants abortions? Men want abortions. Men want to get you pregnant and give you $100 and end the whole thing without any repercussion. The whole women's rights movement is really just run by rich white men teaching women, go out and fight for your sexual freedom. Fight to be a stripper. Fight to be a slut. Fight for abortions. Men are in charge of women's rights. The entire movement is run by men who want to treat women like sexual objects, and they choose women to get up in the front and fight so they can be used by men. Now say it's a lie when it's obviously logically undeniable. You die.
Good, sir. I just got some more breaking news from all.
Breaking news. Give him a hand again.
If I
This
could.
guy is like a news reporter.
I could.
Go ahead.
From Officer Zarab Bakar, shout out to him out there in Delaware. Apparently, that's not a girl. That's their son. But she's no longer with G Herbo. She's now with another rapper, Moneybagg Yo.
Okay, that's a boy.
That's a little boy. That's her and G Herbo's son. Yeah. But at the time of that, she's now with another rapper named Moneybagg Yo.
Well,
I mean, you know how what's going on with this young man's head right now, and what he's seeing, how destroyed he's gonna be. He gonna grow up hating women. He gonna be like how the cat Jim Jones was with his mom teaching him how to kiss. He gonna be destroyed, man. I think the Lord. Some things I think the Lord for I had a mom. My mom, my mom was tall. She was light skinned. She had big legs, but you never knew it because she always wore a dress.
Give
or
her a
long
hand.
pants that was not tight. You know what I mean?
That's a
And
rare thing.
And she always carried herself like a lady. And I think about some of the things I see now with mothers. They got daughters, and what these daughters see from their moms, and it's a travesty. Like I said, damn, it's a shame. I never had that with my mom. My mom never carried herself that way at all. At all. She would not let anybody around her doing that. And she had some sort of principles. You know what I mean?
Right.
And seeing her and my father together was like, you know, cats would be subliminally, you know, I remember one time some cat was hurting my mom subliminally in front of my pop. And she caught it and she got close to my pop like this here and tapped him. And then when he tapped him, that nigga went alert. He's like, what's going on? And he caught it. But then she grabbed his hand and put her hand on his arm. They're trying to stop him because he went like from 0 to 60 in the heartbeat. But it was just the honor she gave him. And I said, wow. Like, I'm looking at this shit like, damn. Like, damn, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have a man, and you honor that man, and you honor your kids. Because I don't remember my mom dressing like this at all. And my mom and pop party their butts off. But I do not remember seeing her acting like that at all. And couldn't nobody say that they had my mom. You understand? Nobody can say that but my father. And that's one thing I say as a kid growing up that I cherish, that every brother used to have that same kind of childhood, man. There's no reason for you not to have that childhood. Now, I've been looking for that, but I couldn't find it nowhere but here in the UPK. Because it ain't nowhere else out here in this earth, man. I found that in here. You know what I mean? Under the orders of Commander GEN.YAHANNA, what he laid down and what he was stored, and what we pushing out here, we got that same familyhood. Right. That respect for the family. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Teach these young men growing up the same exact thing. And I also found out that a whore hates a righteous woman. You change your life to be righteous, or you an enemy to all whores, including your family, especially them. They hate your guts now because you don't want to change life and be righteous, man. And when you come into the I.S.U.P.K, you sisters, you got to make sure you make that change. What Cardi B going through, what Kim Kardashian going through, let that be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you to get rid of your old past or who you were in the world, the things you did, and become brand new. You can't come in here playing because if you do, you're going to be like Cardi B. That's going to be you. But it'll be worse than you because see, Cardi B, she ain't got the truth.
That's it.
She rejected the truth of the Lord. You didn't. You're trying to take it on. But don't play with the Most High. The Bible said, be ye lukewarm or be cold or hot, not lukewarm. Yeah, man. You understand me? You can't play in the middle, man. Because the Lord will see you on it.
If I could, listen, the problem with having parents like that woman, I don't know her name, shaking her behind, get her name, and that little boy, he gonna grow up, he growing up in that environment. When he become a man, start looking at women, the whores are gonna be the ones that make him comfortable. It's going to remind him of childhood. Yeah. It's going to be the ones he chooses because they like his mama. And I grew up, the nostalgia of it is going to have him be comfortable around whores and have more kids by these whores who see that whore do the same thing. And it's just a cycle. Without the Lord intervening, without them coming in the I.S.U.P.K, you know, it's just a path to destruction and more destruction and more destruction because of whores. You know what I'm saying?
Give him a hand. My eyes and my the water for everything. Everybody contributed tonight, man. Once again, I want to shout out to Commanding General Yahanna. He'll be back on deck next week. Give it up for General Mayat, General Hazayan, Officer Marah, Officer Yediah, Officer Ivad, the Sister Vanessa. With that, that's it. Shalom.
PK, one west of the Commanding General Yahanna.
But loyalty is price. Harm on a man might leave you life. Wrong with this shit, I'ma need a diaper. Endure through any crisis. Cause all my niggas righteous, all political vipers. Cowards old. Real niggas hold rank, stand for what they believe and won't compromise the day. Never harmonize, do not affiliate with impersonators. My niggas strong.
How about Shimmy thumb?
Political rivals, cowards cold. Real niggas hold rank, stand for what they believe and won't compromise the day. Never harmonize with traitors. Do not affiliate with impersonators. You cross the line, you can pay. My niggas strong, no chase. Them other niggas sweet like sugar like annihilate. Every time I move a righteous demonstration.
Officer on 50, Shaw. Present thyself in thy registry.
Shah ban Yahweh ban Yasha'Allah. Yahweh ban Shem Yahweh Shah Brakatah. Imajam Wapanya Hakwadam, which means stand and face the east, which is to your left, my right. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Quadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Saba'ah, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Masalak Lanawa, Kawawaf Nawa, Kasalach Nawa, Kawawaf Nawa, Wala'ah, Sabayan Nawa, Banasaya 1, above, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Ran, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafapara, La'aywalamyum, Aman.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it.
How hard it is to get out drugs in America, in a society that pushes it, when they legalize it. 40 to 50 years ago, there was actually cocaine and coke. So America don't have a problem with drugs. They have a problem with blacks and Hispanics using drugs. But we're taking that problem away. Instead of using the coke to hide your, not having a party, we're mending the relationships with the parties. Instead of a brother going out and getting high because of his baby mama problems, we're solving the baby mama problems. Instead of a brother going to jail, risking his life, trying to see his kids under command of GEN.YAHANNA, we're teaching brothers how to get custody of their children. If you want a solution, look no further. Here's the thing though, you gotta be willing to sacrifice. You gotta be willing to put your entire life in. Christ said this, you gotta be born again. Everybody understands what born again means now, but back then, they didn't understand that. Nicodemus didn't understand that. Nicodemus was a ruler of the Jews. You can find this in John the 3rd chapter. He didn't understand nothing that Christ was teaching. That's why he came to him at night. But here's what Nicodemus did understand. No man can do the thing that you're doing except God be with him. So even if you don't understand what we're teaching, even if you can't understand why we believe it so much, look at the works. The works will tell you that this is the place of the Lord.
What is the importance of us coming together, man?
Well, the importance of us coming together is to take back this earth right now. We was made to rule this earth. And if we don't come together, we won't rule this earth. We will always be in hell. We will always be in the ghetto. We will always be in the projects. We will always be suffering and dying. So we need to come back together so we can rule this earth. That is the importance of us coming back together. And it's going to happen. Our World War III is right around the corner. So it is going to happen.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, Jimmy Dad. Hey, I love you, man. Can you say your name one more time?
My name's Precinct Officer of 1000 Carriage out of Chicago.
Okay, what does that mean?
Carriage, it means relentless.
Okay. Now, we know that throughout history, y'all, especially the Native Indians, done horribly wrong.
Right.
Just like the so-called blacks and the so-called Hispanics. So my question for you is, for your people that's out there right now that don't know that they have a variety of brothers outside of their tribe, what is the word that you would give them?
What is this? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we've all suffered the same fate. They put crack in the Hispanic neighborhoods, in the bodies. They put crack in the black neighborhoods, in the hood. They put crack on the reservations. They sought out to destroy each and every one of us. So it makes no sense why we so divided. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, no one has hated us like our oppressors. No one gets hatred like us. They live in thousands of Muslim refugees, Ukrainian refugees, but they're not debating them like the Mexicans. They're not shooting them down like the black man. And they're not taking their humanity away like the Native American Indian. The Native American Indian was thrown in the reservation, taking everything away from them, their culture, everything, just like the Hispanics, just like the black man. But why we call ourselves Hispanic, Native American? The Native Americans, we think we have so much culture and all that, but we really don't know certain parts of our history. We're guessing. That whole land bridge, Bering Strait is all a lie. That's all a theory, man. They'll tell you themselves. So where do we really come from, man? I'll tell you right here. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, one bloodline. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we're one people. And we're the ones who were chosen to